Well, education is discussed in terms of whether it's a worthwhile investment. Does it create human capital that can be used for economic growth and so on? That's a very strange, it's kind of a very distorting way to even pose the question, I think. Do we want to have a society of free, creative, independent individuals able to appreciate and gain from the cultural achievements of the past and to add to them? Do we want that? Or do we want people who can increase GDP? They're not necessarily the same, they're not the same thing. And an education of the kind that, say, Bertrand Russell, John Dewey, and others talked about, that's a value in itself. Whatever impact it has in society, it's a value because it helps create better human beings. After all, that's what an educational system should be for. On the other hand, if you want to look at it in terms of costs and benefits, take the new technology that we were just talking about. Where'd that come from? Well, actually, a lot of it was developed right where we're sitting. Down below where we now are was a major laboratory back in the 1950s, where I was employed, in fact, which was had lots of scientists, engineers, people of all kinds of interests, philosophers, others, who were working on developing the basic character of and even the basic tools of the technology that is now common. Computers and the internet, for example, were pretty much in the public sector for decades, just funded in places like this, where people were exploring new possibilities that were mostly unthought of, unheard of at the time. Some of them worked, some didn't. The ones that worked were finally converted into tools that people can use. That's the way scientific progress takes place. It's the way cultural progress takes place generally. Classical artists, for example, came out of a tradition of craftsmanship that was developed over long periods with master artisans, with others, and sometimes you can rise on their shoulders and create new marvelous things. But it doesn't come from nowhere if there isn't a lively cultural and educational system which is geared towards encouraging creative exploration, independence of thought, willingness to challenge, to cross frontiers, to challenge accepted beliefs and so on. If you don't have that, you're not going to get the technology that can lead to economic gains, though that I don't think is the prime purpose of cultural enrichment and education as a part of it.